What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Culture Cut TV here at the Sound Collective. I'm Static Link.
And you know it's your boy, Rich Furniss, and today I am super excited to have a dear friend, one of my favorite human beings, very beautiful soul, Nikki B, in the building with us right now.
Hey,
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Ricky.
We're super excited to learn more about Nikki and her career. But first, before we get into that, I'm actually gonna change it up for my video today. I've been doing all these hip-hop videos recently, so I think I'm gonna go a little different. And so I'm a huge fan, I've said this before, of Bad Bad Not Good. They have a record called I Don't Know with Samuel Herring, and we're gonna get into that right now here on Culture Cut TV.
Check it out. Damn, yo, Josh,
Wow.
Fire video. We were saying while we were watching it, love the cinematic vibes within a music video. You don't really get that as much anymore, I feel like.
Well, like Nikki was saying off camera, it's nice to have like a story that goes along with the video. I think sometimes these days you don't really get that anymore. It's like it's a good like cinematic thing. And what I was saying off camera as well about Bad Bad Not Good specifically is their videos. They like to work with up and coming directors to like do something creative so that the song inspires the script of the miniature movie that they're making, a miniature story they're creating. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think the arts is all about collaboration, and I love when you can take one form of collaboration from the music and translate it over to video. You know?
Yeah. Speaking of art, we have Nikki B here.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the video?
I mean, I want to know how it ends, but I like that they kept the story going in a way that connected. You could tell he's very despondent, you know, he's drowning in his tears. It's taking him places he does not want to be, you know.
Kind of a sad song, that's for sure too, so it matches.
I just respect how they just layer on the grimy bathroom, you're drowning in your bathroom, you're looking at a man in that shower head. It's like the motel shower head.
Yeah.
It's just like, you just know as soon as you see it.
You're
like,
having flashbacks.
You know, oh God, like when you were on tour in that Super 8, motel room.
Yeah,
Just,
been there.
We all know that shower head. So just the little things.
The detail.
Artistically, they took it there.
Sure. Well, for our audience who may not know Nikki B, why don't you give them a little rundown of who you are and what you do and all that kind of stuff.
I'm Nikki B, maker of music, lover of people. I've sang background for a bunch of people. Some you know, some you don't. And still have never been paid by Lauryn Hill. Oh, sorry, Miss Lauren. Girl, send me my $900.
I was gonna say, sometimes the truth hurts though.
Oh, but my story is not unlike a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah, I've heard. Reputation precedes, for sure.
Yeah, but I love music and I love connecting with people. You know, I grew up in a very conservative, cult-like, religious sphere.
And you had said that really kind of pushed you in the direction that you went with music and your love for music and all of that.
Well, my mom, she would play Donna Summer every Sunday when we would clean the house. She would break the rules and she would blast Donna Summer. And I just remember, Donna Summer is powerful. Like, her voice is so unabashed. Like, she sings and you feel her. And I was just like, man, like, whoever that is, like, I want to be her. Like,
yeah.
I didn't want to be the classical music. I didn't want to be the smooth jazz that I was, like, allowed to listen to. Like, I wanted to be Donna Summer.
Yeah.
Because she sounded like she was going places and had seen things and knew and felt and lived, And she always informed, that's why disco is so dear to me. Like, disco's has my heart.
It's been your safe place. It's been your creative outlet.
The dance floor is like church to me. Like, we sweat everything out. We share it all. We release it all together.
I love that. It's a spiritual
sacred
experience.
It is.
I love that.
It's it's like just the most one of the most human things I think we can do is music, art, and dance. It's just like so human.
I feel like you tie that in with every part of your life. In a big
Yeah.
way. So, you had that experience. How did you break into actually doing music, as you got older? Because you have a lot of great accolades with a lot of great people. And I mean, you've worked with a lot of people within my circle and people that I'm sure other people know who are watching today. How were you able to finally like break in and do that?
I had friends. So I grew up in New York City. I grew up in the Bronx.
Okay.
We would sing on the train and we realized that people would give us money.
Oh, yeah.
So we started singing on the train and getting money. And we would go to Burger King and buy everything. We would be rich. We'd be like, oh, who wants a burger? Yeah, you, girl, like anybody. Like, you want some
Still
chili?
spreading the love.
I
love that. Still spreading the love.
From an early age.
Yeah.
I love it.
Always. So when I came back from college, they were all doing music professionally, kind of like hitting the open mic scenes and like a lot of like wedding stuff. And like everyone was trying to do background and social media was like just emerging. So we all just kind of word of mouth, honestly.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to this industry, people work with who they like.
This is facts.
And it used to be like when I was coming up, people would say like, oh, you can never get a break, no one will ever see you, like you could do this forever and no one will ever see you. And I realized like, but if you show up and you connect with someone, when I'm thinking about hiring people, if I have an opportunity to like have someone join, the first people I'm thinking about are my friends.
Yeah,
like the people
you surround yourself with. Yeah. Right.
The people who I enjoy being around, So I was just like, okay, really early on, I had decided to look for people instead of necessarily like any other particular, like I had a box where it was like, do I get creatively inspired by this? Do I learn something I've never, do I learn something new like that I've never done before? Am I fulfilled by doing this? And monetary compensation. And so if 3 were hit, I would go for it.
Yeah, sure.
If all 4 were hit, I'd go for it.
Yeah.
If it were 2, I'd weigh it heavily. If it were 1, I just would make sure I just turned it down. Like,
I think it's smart because it's putting your priorities in place, right? To figure out like, is this really worth my time and my investment? And then figuring out a way if it's not. I'm sure you've also took, I have 2, how can I make a 3rd one happen, right? And figuring out the way to do that. I think that's really smart. One thing I really like that you said specifically, I think, which is really important, and this is something we talk about at the school a lot, is network, right? I think, meeting people and getting to know people and putting yourself in a position is really important. Now, growing up in New York City, obviously with your friends and doing the stuff you did in the music community, how would you weigh networking outside of your circle? How important do you think that is?
I mean, you have to network outside of your circle to
build, right?
To build anything. Like otherwise your circle it just disappears. Like it's necessary.
Sure.
It's like people move, people change, people retire, people pass, people get sick, people change, careers.
Sure.
So I think it's all about meeting new people.
Getting yourself into some situations maybe uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
The reason I say that, I think it's interesting because I think sometimes, and I'm guilty of this myself, is sometimes I'll stick with the people I'm comfortable with, and sometimes that can cause you to be complacent in a way instead of expanding, and I think it's important. I always try, even with other genres of music, to experiment and look outside of the box and try to really, reinvigorate my creativeness again. You know? So it's interesting. It's an interesting take.
I think putting yourself in those uncomfortable positions, you will always thrive from. And I think it's, it's yin and yang in a lot of ways. It's like, for how much you put yourself out there, the more uncomfortable you will be. And you will have a lot of problems that arise and like situations that don't work out, but you'll also be able to whittle some things away and be able to connect with great people or create great art because of it. I think, especially as we're all getting older, it becomes tougher to maintain your circle because a lot of people will just stop doing music or stop doing whatever art form you're working on, or they will have their passions aligned in different ways that, I've been trying to get more comfortable about putting myself out there, even though sometimes it's not comfortable. And sometimes the best, relationships, friendships, working relationships, whatever, come from these new people that you meet and being able to, be re-inspired. Because I think the people around me and the people that I meet every day inspire me. And, they might not even make the same music, or they might not even make music, period. Their art form might be something else, but I take something away from that experience. And there's beauty in all of us, and if you can uncover that even with somebody who might not work well for what you're trying to do, you can still learn something from that.
Yeah.
Well, Nikki, I want to hear a little bit more about the beginning of your career and kind of how, it's gotten to the point you're at now. But before we do that, how about we get into your music video for today? What are you thinking?
Okay, I am going to go
Drum roll.
for, oh, I hate that you're making me choose. It's so hard. Okay, I'm gonna go for Pink by Janelle Monáe.
It's a great choice.
PYNK.
I love it.
The runner-up was Juice by Lizzo. And I'll quickly tell you why while Ricky's pulling it up.
Okay, tell me.
It's because it was so unabashedly fat and so 90s, 80s. It gave me, like, only Lizzo could wear a Jerry curl and have that be hot. She gave me a story. She gave me the Miss Cleo commercials. She made me laugh. Like, I laughed through the whole video. It gave me Flashdance, and I was obsessed with Flashdance all through high school.
It's awesome.
But she was so slim, like all those, it just the whole world of Flashdance, the whole world of like Soul Train. Everybody was so slim, So like to see a fat girl just swing, and she had the nerve to be working out. She had the nerve to be lifting weights and swinging her, can I say ass?
Yeah.
Swinging her fat ass all around and saying, blame it on the juice, honey. Like, it was just everything. It was humorous. It was joyous.
Confident.
It was confident.
Exactly.
And it was fat.
That's one thing I love about her is, she does not care, and her music's amazing too. And she's very confident in herself, which is great because you need that. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a good message for everyone,
I love
no
it.
matter who you are. All right, let's get into Pink by Janelle Monáe.
Love this music video. I will say a couple of things. We kind of talked about it off camera. One, the color choices, how they have all the colors pop, but then you're kind of on this desert scene, which is kind of almost bland, you know? You had said too as well, like with the music in contrast to the video, you know what I mean? They're kind of on far contrast with how they show the image to like what the song is, and it just works so well. And I will say, I feel like, so I hadn't seen this video before, but I'm thinking around the same time, a lot of artists emulated this style, specifically a lot of like LA West Coast, did this later, because like the year before the pandemic, this was 2018, right? So like 2019, a lot of artists were doing like desert video shoots with like hot pastel type of colors. So I feel like they probably were inspired by this to create a lot of those videos.
Yeah, I feel like even like I was saying, even Lil Nas X, Call Me By Your Name, is a very similar color palette. Kiss Me More, SZA and Doja.
Yeah.
Very, very similar color palette. It's totally.
It works really well. It captures the essence of the song too. Even though like the contrast, like you're saying, even the production quality is like it like fits very well. And Nikki, like you were saying off camera, it's like even the production style is soft. It's so crazy. Like I didn't even think about that until you said it. I was like, actually, it's a good way to sum it up. That's really good.
It's like soft movements, but it's a journey. It takes you on a journey.
Exactly, it's a story. Yeah.
Then the next frame, they're thrusting in the air. It's not so soft, you know. But
true. Yeah.
There's that fierceness within it.
Within that softness.
That's a really good way to explain it. Well, Nikki, thanks for sharing with us. It's a great choice.
Thanks.
But before we go on a little bit further, I want to hear a little bit about your start. So I know we touched on it briefly with the Donna Summers and your exposure to music early on and pop music and disco. But I know you kind of done a bunch of different genres. So specifically, I'm kind of thinking for those out there who may be getting into music and are a singer-songwriter themselves early on, what are some things you think are important? It sounds like you were pretty open to working with multiple different genres, even though you were inspired exactly so early on by disco music. You kind of opened up the gates to opportunities that were presented to you.
Yeah, I started out heavily in gospel because most of my friends were working in churches, and I found out pretty quickly that wasn't the music style for me, and I just started saying, I had say yes weeks or say yes 2 weeks or periods of time where I would say, no matter what the box, no matter what the pay is, no matter if you're gonna learn something or not, no matter what, say yes and see what happens.
I love that.
And so I had some amazing experiences some terrible experiences. You know, like I think my first gig was singing $75 behind someone at the bitter end, you know, like, and I had to learn like an hour's worth of music, you know, and
So
like
the
go
prep
to
was a
all
lot
these
more.
rehearsals and like, you know, but I had so much fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, I knew nothing about dressing myself. I just wore like black, and I just thought like, okay, wear black means just wear black. And like I go back to that YouTube video sometimes just to see like myself swaying side to side in like a crew neck black t-shirt with these like Old Navy jeans. And
It's good to look back though and see,
Yeah.
you know?
but it felt so good to get paid to sing, you know?
Sure,
So
of course,
I
sure.
learned to like really appreciate the fact that like I was turning something I loved to do into something that was monetary.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done rock, you know, and I had so much fun. And it's not something, even I did work with a band. I feel like, guys, don't kill me if I mess this up. I'm so sorry. I love you, Kiko. I think it's UD is the name of the band.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're like scream rock type, like, you know,
Interesting.
and I had the time of my life. It was like a safe place to like channel some like rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, whatever rage. And you're just like, rah, you know, whatever. I did some work with Des Rocks and Secret Weapons. Before Des Rocks, he had a band called Secret Weapons, and they did rock as well. And that was so fun. And I never would have, I just wouldn't have ever thought that I would be singing rock, you know? And through that, I met amazing people.
Expand that circle.
Expanded the circle. I've seen places I could never see. It was just like, you know, the next gig I got was like $125 with a friend who couldn't make it. It was a lot of like friends who couldn't make gigs, and I would just kind of get in where I fit in.
Sure.
And through those experiences, while I was there, I would see, going back to people, who I connect with as a person while I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would stay in contact, you know, like, okay, like in every scenario, whether it's another performer, whether it's someone in the management team, whether it's like a grip who's like setting up, you know, staging.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny you say that because we had a really unique situation happen recently. So like Rich was telling you off camera, so I do like samples, I do a lot of brass and jazz oriented, soul oriented stuff.
Love it.
And I DJ'd for a while too, and so those are kind of different genres, kind of like scream and gospel, you know, like you were just saying.
Yes.
So, but interestingly enough, so I haven't DJ'd in quite some time, but most recently a gig opportunity came up that was presented to Rich for somebody to play trumpet. And because I have a relationship, even though we're not really in the same genres of music anymore, he's able to connect with me and tell me, you know, hey, can we do that? So I think you're right. Like sometimes working outside and having a circle that is not just centered, like we talked about earlier, around one specific thing, you never know. Because sometimes someone may get offered a gig that's not best for them, but be like, you know what, I got someone. I know someone that will fit that position.
Perfect.
So
yeah.
I think that's really important. So
I think too, you're able to, like what we were saying before, you were able to home in what you knew you liked and what you didn't. You were able to experience it all.
Right.
And now you have this vast network, which maybe you're not going to work with all of them, but you know, they inspire. Josh's example, like me and Josh make very different music now, but I still get inspired all the time by the music he sends me. I'm like, oh, it'd be very cool if like he had, you know, he has his brass on everything. I did a remix recently where I was like, I need to add a brass line to this. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah, I think it's just, you know, it's about the creative expression, you know, and just and also exposing yourself to more, you know, it's really important.
That's
so.
exactly what it is.
Yeah. So Nikki, why don't you tell everyone what are you working on right now? What do you got that you're doing right now with your music stuff?
Working on a track with Ricky, actually.
Hey.
You know,
Ooh,
we're
nice.
we're channeling the spirit of releasing everything on the dance floor.
Nice.
And we're gonna
the
make that into
gospel of
music.
the dance floor,
The
huh?
gospel
That
of the
is.
dance floor.
We might have a new title now.
We might have a new title.
I love it.
Dance floor gospel.
Dance floor gospel, the church,
The
church
good
of
word.
the club. That's right. The good word. That's right. You got it.
I just dropped a new track called Paradise with Jay Clavette and Boogie Tracks.
Nice.
Great. They're a fan of Quincy Boy with
Oh,
Lefty, actually.
nice. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Awesome. Shout out to Quincy
So
Boy.
we dropped Paradise with Midnight Record, Midnight Riot, and it's everywhere. And
Nice.
it's
A great track.
it's
Amazing
it's
track.
like
It's in my
a
crates.
summer feel good
Anthem.
dance track. Yeah,
Ooh, I love
it's a
it.
good dance track.
That sounds awesome. Good.
In the vein of releasing on the dance floor.
There you go.
I
More
feel like there's
gospel
a little
dance
piece
floor.
of that in a lot of things I write.
Yeah, for sure.
People are like, why are you always writing about the feeling and the groove and the music and the grime and the sweat of it all? You know,
Well, I
It's a
think when
spiritual
you're-
experience.
I think that's it. I think if you are as in touch with your feelings, and I think that you can really channel that and realize, I guess it's if you're as in touch with the music, you really feel that, and you look back at those experiences and what was special about it, and it was really that release for a lot of people, and that sweat and the grime and the things that might make some people feel uncomfortable, but that's all part of the feeling that allows you to have that real spiritual experience.
Right.
the discomfort, Ricky.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring it back on around.
He knows.
You know, because honestly, the more you learn to live and love that discomfort, the more you can grow. Like, I remember when I first started writing, I would like not listen to anything and not like, because I was like, oh, I don't want to accidentally like put someone else's lyrics or someone else's melody into something, and like it would be so hard to write. But then when I started listening to more and like being inspired by more, taking in more, it's like every good artist is a combination of so many other good artists,
Sure.
and it's
Especially
their own
these days.
unique combo. So I was like, I can't shut out, you know,
And
the
alienate
things that are
yourself from
going to
those
drive the growth. Like, I have to let it in.
Sure. Well, a lot of great information, Nikki. Thank you. Rick, you want to get into your last?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
Ricky,
you-
what's your video?
So I had run a theme for a long time where I only played my own music videos, but I'm gonna be a little less selfish on this one.
Oh my gosh, we broke two streaks today.
2 streaks today.
Incredible.
So this is a video that definitely inspired me. Amazing artist. It's old school New York, which I think, not being from here and moving here, you always kind of looked at and you're like, I want to live here. So I think that was a big part of me, like watching this video and seeing like, I want to be part of this. And I've always had a very funky vibe, and I think this artist does this, one of the best. So we have Armin van Helden, Don't Know, one of the best, I think, disco house tracks of all time.
Perfect.
Ooh, this is exciting. I've
Let's
never
listen.
heard of this person in my life.
No? Oh my
Never.
God, you're gonna be, this is a good one.
This my life. It's my life. It's my life. It's my life. It's my life.
So well done.
So well done.
So well done. Ages so well.
Exactly. I mean, you still have some of this in New York. Some of the
Amazing.
spots I go to, show up early. That's all
That
I'm gonna
is
say.
Fucking
And
hilarious.
I
That
love
is
how we
so
went
funny.
from the really really crystal clear, neat pink to the cinematography from the 90s. Looks like it's shot on a Canon handheld
like a little
DVD,
DV camera.
DV camera.
Nikki said maybe a flip phone though.
Maybe a flip phone.
Held by
Definitely
somebody's shaky grandmother, okay? Because they were also so obsessed with like the movement
I
of like
know.
this,
I
like
think- yeah.
everything was moving.
Yeah, it almost feels like you're there, like you're watching them take the camera.
You are
Like,
confused with them
Yeah.
at the door.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
Nikki,
amazing.
Thank you for stopping by today and talking to us about your experiences and dropping some wisdom. You dropped a bunch of gems. Thank you for that. That's
Thank you.
interesting to hear. Shout out to Sound Collective. This is where we're at 28 Broadway down here in the Financial District in this beautiful facility where we run Culture Cut on a weekly basis. You can come down and check out the facility anytime. Check out the location. We have a membership that allows you to come in and experience the facility and use all the gear and equipment in the studio and the live performance space. And we also have our monthly subscription model where we have over 600 plus videos of educational content that can teach you to be a better musician and really kind of expand on your craft.
Exactly.
Be better. Do better.
There you go. I
Come
love
get
it.
better.
That's right. There's the plug right there.
Like the Emerton commercials. Like, why are
Yeah.
you sitting on your couch? You could be getting better.
This is great. See, I love it. Nikki knows. All right, Nikki, you want to drop where the people can find some more information, your social media, that kind of thing?
Amazonian Rockstar on every platform.
Easy.
Easy peasy pudding pie.
And
Basic,
check out your new record.
broad
What's the
from
name of it again?
Best Eye. Paradise. Jay Clavette, Boogie Tracks, and myself.
Ooh,
Check
let's
it out
get it.
everywhere.
All right, well, that's another episode here on Culture Cut TV. We'll see you next time.